course, he has been trending this entire week simply because he shares a son called Prince with a lady called Liz. And Liz Sonia is saying that he's a deadbeat dad, that he has not seen the son in quite a while. I think since 2019, she claims. And anasema, now that they reside in Mombasa, Mr. Sid has been in Mombasa, but he has never reached out to check on the son, does not help in any way, and she's now experiencing depression, orchestrated by this whole ordeal where Mr. Sid is not involved in anything, and the pressure of being a single mom is too much for her. I don't know, Cecilia, kama...
Well, unajua ni month ya mapenzi na tumaza na stories zingine ambazo hazifurahishi, yeah? So, yeah, apparently that this, according to, of course, the baby mama, we do know that Sid has 2 baby mamas, right?
Yes.
So, apparently, according to the baby mama, this guy has only visited the child back in 2019. Until now, hajimtembelea. So, honestly, I'm not in a position to judge anything. Just to be safe, because you know, where's the just allegations? You know, mambo ya watu wawili pia saa zingine. Mambo mingi sana. Because there's a drama mingi, you know. Yes. But then again, we do understand that Sid is married, you know, to one Nemo, a very beautiful gospel artist. But then again, you know, mtoto wako ni mtoto wako tu manze. Chunga mtoto wako. Because, you know, you can't really afford to neglect your child. Because at the end of the day, the moment you keep on kuacha watoto wako walelewa na watu wengine, ama you don't even get up for them in terms of just checking up on them and them being able to connect to you as a dad, you need to go an extra mile to affect the child. Not atakuwa anajua like, yo, babangu hajakuwa akinishughulikia, you know. And it's the reason as to you're having so much that is going on today, because we're having so many families that are bringing up children either in single parent homes, either by choice or by not, maybe just by coincidence. But at the end of the day, this thing's gone extra mile to affect a child. So for me, if I'm to really respond to this, having that I'm not really 100% sure if this is the case or just allegations, I have no idea, but this is according to the baby mama. All I can say is, manze, to spray to mapenzi, manze. Kama uko na mkidi na mtu, manze, chunga tu mse. Just be there as a parent. You don't have to do any other thing, you know, just support. Kama unajua unafaa school fees, lipa manze. Kama unajua unafaa upeleke mtoto sijui wapi, once in a while you take the kid for the weekend, just, you know, just be there in the kid's life.
And of course, just a sentiment aside from this story, you know, if kama uko na baby mama and things didn't work out between the two of you, the kid is the most important aspect of that relationship. You created something beautiful. Yeah. So mtoto afai kuwa na traumas based on your ended relationship with maybe your ex-partner. So just consider mtoto in all of this. Maybe Cecilia unaweza tupeleka through the next story.
Before I even do that, you know, now, there's something that I've become very sensitive to whenever someone says they're battling depression. You understand? Because now Sonia says she's battling depression because she feels the father of her child is not being supportive in the way she expects. You know, this is going to go next time to affect the child, right? If that's the case, you understand? We do hope that it's not cloud chasing and all that. I can't really conclude. But all I'm saying is, if that is the case, honestly, we can't afford to let this child grow up in such, you know, an environment where the mom is depressed, the dad is absent. Mtu hata grow by that kiwa some disconnections mingi hata akuya attached to anything. But then again, Mr. said just in case if you're not doing this, dude, man say when him to it, man say just, you know, saddle up. Mtu anyway. Ni wa Kenya. You know, as a celebrity, okay, so it doesn't matter umezana nani. Mtu anakuwa wa Kenya. Yeah. You know, so we become the in-laws, the social media in-laws, the TV in-laws, radio in-laws. We'll keep on, you know, keeping tags on what you do every step of the way. Someone's like, oh, I'm a celebrity. An option. This is the way to go. Now, Pendo, of course, now on to sad news. Tunangalia the death of Ilagosa. This is a gospel artist who succumbed to kidney failure. That is on 3rd January. Of course, this guy is known for his amazing music as a gospel artist. And of course, whenever we lose someone, any gospel artist or any person playing a major role in the gospel sector, it's a sad news for all of us, you know. And all I can say is may his soul rest in peace. May God receive his soul in heaven, because he really played a major role in just being able to spread the gospel and being there to be able to hold fellow Christians in one way or another. I don't know, Pendo, what you have to say.
Of course, and fellow gospel artist Tumaini was just talking about how it was really difficult for the family to sustain the medication, whatever, and just hoping for a transplant, but the costs were really expensive. I know uko nyumbani mmekuwa mkitusikia, we have constantly been talking about how economy, it is draining. So yeah, the costs were really high and they were unable to have the transplant surgery, which is quite unfortunate. And yes, he's gone to be with the Lord, and we are just praying for peace for the family, even during this trying time.
Yeah, talking about, you know, just being able to be supportive. You know, Pendo, I was really touched. There's a story I did recently about this family that was really, you know, the breadwinner of this family, who happens to be the dad, died back on 27th December. He has been in the morgue all this while because the family has not been able to afford the bills for the family, and the bill accumulated to up to 2.9 million shillings, you know. And the mom doesn't really, rather the wife to the deceased doesn't really work, and the children are in school. And you know, the reason why I was attracted to this story, it's because whoever was calling for help was the child, because this girl is very smart. Currently, she's at Form 2 at Precious Blood. Okay, the Precious Blood ni ngapi? Ni mbili? Hiyo ingine inaitwaje?
Unaongelea ni ya Riruta.
Siri Ruta Lanet, yes, okay, ako Precious Blood Lanet. And this child went out of her way to just ask the public to ensure that, you know, they at least support the family to be able to bury the dad, and for her to be able to go back to school. And, you know, because she says she's very smart, but the only problem is that her family is incapable of being able to support them. But I'm so happy right now as we speak, the hospital, that is Nairobi West Hospital, released the body, and the family are now in the process of, you know, going about the funeral. You know, it's a step at least, and they'll be able to pay that money with time. But we have seen well-wishers and just good Samaritans who have just come in handy to be able to support this family in one or another. And that means, trust me, despite this hard economy, the people who are really supportive to people that they really don't know. Because wacha nikwambia, watu wenye walikuwa wanachanga walikuwa wale watu wenye hata hawamjui. They just came across this story and they felt like, you know what, I think it's high time we support this 15-year-old, you know, who is begging. She just wants her dad to be buried, for her to go to school, and for her mom to survive. Because they're living in some rentals in Kawangware, they're not even able to afford the rent. So I'm really so happy, the fact that I did that story. I'm so happy because at least, you know, when you see you've done a story and someone is being assisted, it's, you know, a major milestone. And congratulations to whoever is making breakthroughs this period. You know, kuna watu wenye najua wanaenda kukuwa engaged, you know, kuna watu wenye najua they're going to have their babies, kuna watu they're going to make a step ahead during this period. But then again, guys, thank you so much. This is In Focus. And literally somehow we have an amazing dance crew ndani ya nyumba inaitwa Alpha Dancers. Sijaongea na wase, by the way, I just want to see their moves first. So DJ, I don't know if you're ready. I don't know how much you're ready, because we want to see the moves. Kali wamesema awase ni moto. And as I said, the roof is just going to blow up because these guys are here to make you move, whether you like it or not. So guys, we are done with In Focus. Until next week, this is In Focus.